Don't miss out. Order your Dragon Ball Figuarts from Big Bad Toy Store at the link in the description down below. Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Kaiju, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. What's going on today, collectors? It is Steven here, and I am bringing you another Dragon Ball Figuarts review. This time, the legendary ladies' man himself, the Turtle Hermit, the one who created the Kamehameha, or so he claims, Master Roshi. So this release here is highly anticipated because it is the second technical Dragon Ball Figuarts. That's right, the first anime series, or the beginning of the manga if you want to go that route. And yeah, some folks have been a bit worried why he is rather large, or so it appears. But should that be enough to dissuade you to not buy this figure? Well, let's take a look to see whether or not you should add the Turtle Hermit into your collection. Now, despite what some may say about age, don't let that fool you at all. Master Roshi is looking very, very good. The only issue in terms of paint slop that I do see is just a little bit on his shoes, which isn't that big of an issue. Just kind of a little bit of a bleed over for the blue, and some of the buttons on his shirt going all the way down. Looks like there's a little bit of spillage over for some of the white and black used, but other than that, that is pretty much looking for something that's wrong with Master Roshi. Overall, he looks fantastic, whether or not it's going to be the eye decals applied to the default and alternate headpiece, the white paint used for the mustache and beard, or the eyebrows, or anything else that is used on this figure. Roshi looks great. Unfortunately, a common theme with some of the Dragon Ball Figuarts is we do see some of the production markings, such as the flashing where it was removed from the mold, but I'm not really going to count that against the figures because that just seems to be a standard that everything simply has. But overall, I do think Roshi looks great. One of the default looks that I think everyone's going to have for Roshi, or at least most people will have for Roshi anyway, will be the shell on his back. So we're going to go ahead and keep that on for this section of the review where we're taking a look at him. And even to be honest with you, though the shell may be made of soft plastic, Bandai went the extra mile to make sure all of the detailing is kept in his nice purple shell, which has no paint flaws on it, which is kind of surprising. Those straps, though, as you will see, a little bit concerning. So all in all, despite the fact that Roshi only has a little bit of issues to him, for about the price point of $60 or so, he does look very good. So kudos to Bandai on that one for coming back from a couple of dropped balls with previous releases in regards to paint. Now, despite the fact that Roshi is older, don't let that fool you. He definitely does know how to move. Bandai did a great job engineering this guy. So what do we have? Well, we do have a ball joint for where the head plugs in, and that's also attached on a swivel hinge combo. So Roshi is looking at all sorts of directions, looking left, right, up, and down. There's basically nothing hindering his movement, so that is a major plus there. His shoulders are actually on the standard ball joint where they plug into the body, and they also do have, a butterfly hinge. So Roshi can almost cross his arms completely over. So in a Kamehameha pose, he can definitely take that. But he also does have that infamous shoulder hinge, so this way he can raise and lower his arms, no problem. Unfortunately, this sort of breaks up the aesthetics a little bit, but he does have a clear-cut bicep swivel. Some folks may like it, others may not, but it is what it is. At least he can properly fold his arms behind his back there, which is nice. Now, Roshi does feature an elbow hinge, which is cool. Unfortunately, no swivel there. You think that it just might have one just because of the way the joint is designed, but it is what it is. It has fantastic range. Don't let that fool you. You don't need a double hinge joint there. Now, for the wrists, it's the standard Figuarts style where there is a swivel at the base and it does hinge around like that. But unfortunately, because of his cuffs there for his clothing, you're not going to get too much in terms of expression, but you get plenty of fine enough for Roshi, so that is always good to see. Now, the way that his torso works is a bit odd because, there are lots of segments to it. So we do have the ab crunch up there, ball joint movement, and then we do have the waist a bit, so this way you can move it around. The reason why I say it looks weird is because if you take a look on the inside for Roshi, it looks like there's a ball joint hinge system there, but it doesn't really feel like I'm able to move all of the joints, but yeah, we get perfect movement there, so don't worry about that. You can really get Roshi to move. The reason why I'm showing you Roshi without the turtle shell is because, I want to show you how well he moves on his own. We'll get to the shell in a moment. Now, the way that the legs work, the hips anyway, standard renewal style. So this way we do have a swivel moving forward and back and a swivel moving out. If you ever disassembled these hips, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this way Roshi has a pretty solid range of movement, but unfortunately the clothing does get in the way just a little bit, but really not a whole lot. We do have, surprisingly, what's that? Is it double? Yes, we do actually have a double hinge system for the knees, which is always a good thing to see. For the ankles, this is where things get a little bit tipsy-turvy here. They are rather tight on mine. We do have a hinge moving forward and back, but the way that the feet are sculpted and the way that the joint plugs in, if you're going to do the ankle rocker movement, you can't actually get Roshi to sort of cock his foot to the side without also having the toe point off into a different direction. So that's a bit unfortunate for the ankle rocker situation. He has to be in the splits to use the ankle rocker, which I'm not really a big fan of, but he does also have a toe hinge, which is good to see. So Roshi's articulation, you can basically get him in any pose you would need. If you want him to do a flying kick, you can absolutely do that. Something simple like that. Now, once you plug in the shell, which I'll show you how to do that in a little bit, does it really block the articulation? Well, if you just have the shell on, surprisingly, only forward and back. Side-to-side movement is good, but once you have the straps on, that kind of hinders the movement a bit. One of the reasons for this is that the actual plug here is on a ball joint. So that way it's forgiving in case you plug it in and you snap something. This will give you a little bit of leeway. So overall, Roshi's articulation is fantastic. This old guy moves. Now when it comes to accessories, Bandai went the way extra mile and included a ton of them, and that's what I'm liking about the Dragon Ball Figuarts so far. The Dragon Ball proper, not the Z or Super, and just using Dragon Ball for short. They are including a ton of accessories. So let's cut to the chase and let's take a look to see what Master Roshi comes with. And I'm just going to go ahead and read you the list of everything that comes in the instruction manual. We get an extra head part and an extra facial part. You'll see that in a second. We do get a set of sunglasses. In total interchangeable hand parts, we get 10, which include a couple extra for the left arm than we do the right arm, which I'm not too big about, but we do get the shell along with 2 straps for it. We do get a piece, so this way you can plug up the hole in the back. We do get the cane. We do get the 3-star ball. We get a display stand that comes with the base, the arm, and the clip. And of course, we do get the instruction booklet. So first and foremost on this one, let me address the hand situation because Roshi comes with a lot of them, and at first glance, it can be sort of confusing for what we get. We do get a set of fists, we get a set of hands, so this way he can hold the cane. We get left and right sort of karate hand parts, which might be best suited if you want him to use the Kamehameha. And then we get left and right hand parts to make it look like he's poking at the ladies, though the right finger, index finger anyway, is crooked a little bit. For the right hand, we do get sort of a force palm, if you will, as if he is going to hit someone in the chest. Then for the left hand, he does have one hand to help him hold the Dragon Ball that he comes with, which you'll see in a little bit, or maybe he's holding something else. He does have one hand as if it were just splayed out, or if he's waving at someone, and then he does have the peace sign hand that he comes with. So we get a ton of hands, and to be honest with you, I would take up too much time if I were to show you each hand individually, so I'm using all of the hands throughout this review so you can get a look at them. All right. Now let's move on over to the head sculpts, and this is actually pretty cool. So Roshi comes with 2 head sculpts. He gets one sort of default one where he just kind of looks blank, not too much of an expression there, and he has a beard sculpt, if you will, facial hair sculpt, where he has no teeth showing, no expression. It's sort of blank. Now the way you swap out the heads, because he does come with an extra head, all you have to do is just pop it off. Then you take the extra head, put it on top of the ball joint, and push a little bit. You may hear a pop, don't worry, that's okay. Now the cool part here for Master Roshi is that facial hair sculpt, that beard sculpt, you can actually swap it out between the 2 heads. So if you want that normal blank face Master Roshi to start yelling with that snaggletooth grin of his, you can do that. Or if you want sort of that excited, angry Master Roshi face to have one expression or the other, no mouth open or mouth closed, then congratulations, you can do that as well. Very, very smart move on Bandai's part for that. Now, of course, the Turtle Hermit would not be complete without his cane, which is just kind of a straightforward brown piece of plastic molded in the shape of a wooden cane. So that is cool to see. Actually, all kidding aside, the sculpted detail is rather nice, so good on them for that. Now, of course, Master Roshi does come with a Dragon Ball. That is going to be the way that the Dragon Ball Figuarts go, and he comes with a 3-star ball. Unfortunately, much like Kid Goku's Dragon Ball, there are some production markings on this one, so it's not 100% clean, which is a bit of a shame. Also, like Kid Goku's Dragon Ball, this will fit into the base of Shenron, the previously released SH Figuarts I'm referring to, so if you wanted to swap out all of those gold Dragon Balls with one of these, you absolutely can. Now we're going to move on to that shell that I showed you earlier. So with that shell that goes on Roshi's back, all you have to do is just line up the shell plug that's there with the hole in Master Roshi's back, push it in, and you're good to go. Oh, by the way, real quick, if you don't want that hole in Master Roshi's back when he doesn't have the shell on, he does have one little part you just pop in and you're good to go. Do keep in mind, though, that it can be a real pain to pop back out. Now, in order to hold that shell onto Roshi's back, he's going to have to use some straps. And the way that they just plug in, you do have a left and right part. You just kind of have to fish them over and under his shoulder there and plug them into the shell. Unfortunately, it can be a bit of a pain, and they are kind of hard plastic, so be sure that you don't break them. Yeah, that would be a real pain if you did. Now, something that's really cool, not only does Roshi come with the Tamashii Stage Act 4 support system in general, but if you were to pop out one of the portions of the shell, it actually reveals a little hole you can plug the Tamashii Stage Act arm into, so this way you don't even need to use the claw. It actually provides some pretty neat support. I feel like there's an accessory that I'm missing that you've already seen. Oh, that's right, his glasses. All they simply do is they just kind of go over his ears and in front of his eyes. And now you have the iconic Master Roshi look. And if you wanted to, you can use those hands there to flip those glasses up so he can take a look at the ladies. So if you wanted Roshi to be a little bit of a perv, you could. I wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, all in all, Roshi comes with some pretty fantastic accessories, and they really did round out the price point to the max here. The only downside is that in the Dragon Ball line anyway, we don't have an official Kamehameha effect part. Admittedly, that is coming with Kid Krillin, but you'd think that the Turtle Hermit Destruction Wave would maybe come with the Turtle Hermit if it didn't come with Goku. Odd choice they came with Krillin. Anyway, if you're looking for some effect parts to spruce up your display, click the card in the top right-hand corner of the screen right now. Or is that the top left? Thanks, good smile. Anyway, click that card and we can hook you up with some effect parts that you just might want to use for your Turtle Hermit. Now we're going to wrap up this review with a size comparison, and this is the chief complaint that Master Roshi has had. He is very large and does not quite fit in well scale-wise with some of the other Dragon Ball Figuarts released. I'm referring to Z and Super in specific, because we only have Kid Goku so far. So if you're looking to get a Roshi that's in scale with some of your previously released Dragon Ball Z figures, this one may not be the one for you, but at the end of the day, he does scale pretty well with Kid Goku, so there is that. So, buy it now, skip it, or wait for a deal. We're rounding out this review on a very positive note, though I do believe that Master Roshi is in fact too big for the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku, or the Goku Black, or even Vegeta Figuarts you probably already have. Unfortunately, Roshi is a really nice figure with little to no issues, but unfortunately, the price point that he has may drive away a few collectors because they don't want to spend that much on a Figuarts. Don't get me wrong. Yes, the price is high, but once you get this guy in hand and you work out some of the issues with the articulation, it can be a little bit confusing at first with the way he moves. You're going to find that this is one fantastic figure. If you're really thinking about getting this one, I'd definitely buy it sooner rather than later, so this way you're not paying over $100 on the aftermarket. Well, folks, that's the end of this review. Thanks for watching, and be sure to follow me on social media to catch more behind-the-scenes shenanigans and updates. The end card should be popping up now with more hand-selected STR goodness for you to watch, so check out some of those videos. Be sure to check the description, too, to see where you can buy this figure or others like it, and some cool links, like the credits for this video, and other ways you can help out the channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.